Hi, very good morning. It's Jim from Mavstar. I won't keep you long. I just want to bring a point over that I promised I would do a couple of months ago, and we was looking at the US debt clock. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to publish this video late this afternoon, early this evening, for the benefit of our brothers and sisters across the pond. And I want them to think about what I'm showing in this video. And you guys all over the world, but you can do what you want with regards to this information. I just want to bring out the trend here. So we was looking at the US debt clock a couple of months ago, to be exact, on the 23rd of August 2024, and the US debt stood at 35.25 trillion, so 35.251 trillion. And I want to show you what it is right now. And this is what it is, just shy of 3 days of 2 months exactly. And you can see it's at 35.75 trillion, so 35.768. So it's gone up half a trillion in just 2 months. And that, if you just do the math over a year, is just a little over 3 trillion a year extra in debt. The point I want to make is that this debt, as you know anyhow, and you knew 2 months ago, is never going to get paid off. But as a world currency, that is almost certainly looking like it's going to fail, for the fact that alone that this money can't be paid off. And the GDP is not increasing by any meaningful amount. And we see the affairs of American citizens. It just looks like a garment of clothing that is coming unpicked by the stitching that sews it all together, with regards to organised gangs attacking trains, organised gangs, just knocking on people's doors, pretending to be service technicians, just doing regular maintenance and things like that, and then pushing themselves in on residents and robbing them or assaulting them. We're just seeing the very fabric of society over there in the United States come unpicked. And it's not just the USA. We're seeing this across Europe and many other parts of the world. And I'm just going to leave it to you. I'm not going to make any predictions as to where this all leads to, but you can imagine it's not good. And if nothing is being done about it whatsoever, then I'm afraid that if we don't tackle the problems, they're not going to get any better, and you guys know that. So you guys need to think about what you're going to do, because as you can see now, your United States debt is increasing now by a further 3 trillion every year. So in 4 years, that's going to be over 40 trillion, isn't it? And then another, the problem is with this, it accelerates as time goes on, so more debt will increase in shorter periods of time. So we're going to see 40 trillion, 50 trillion, 60 trillion. That's if the dollar can maintain itself that long to get into those figures. So I just wanted to bring it home to you guys. I said I was going to do this a couple of months ago. I said we'll look at the debt clock and we'll see in a short space of time by how much it's increased. Well, it's increased by 500,000 in just shy of 2 months, and that's the reality of where we are right now. So I'll leave it with you guys to think about what you can do about this. And by the way, I just want to say, I'm not here just to point a finger at the United States, our brothers and sisters across the pond here. Let me tell you something. This is something that is happening globally in every country. This is just an example of one country, and the reason why I chose America is because it is the global standard currency. So obviously one of the most important, and we can see that is suffering immensely. So I'm not going to make any suggestions here about what you need to do. I think that the writing is on the wall and it's clear. And if something is going to happen, then you need to decide what you're going to do, because doing nothing is not the right answer here. What you need to do is not the same as what everybody else needs to do, because the circumstances are different for everybody. So it's not like, you know, one plaster or one band-aid can cover all wounds, because all wounds are different in this situation. So you need to think about what you need to do for your family in order to avoid the repercussions of what is clearly coming. Now, there are better financial examiners of currencies out there than myself, but I just wanted to just clearly point out what any layman could point out for you guys and make it clear, is that that debt is increasing at $500 billion every 2 months, and it is absolutely not sustainable. And that's all you need to know. You don't need to know anything else. You just need to know that, because that should be everything you need to know. So, as I promised, I'm not going to keep you long in this video. I'm going to end it here. I'll just mention that there is a link here. We do a lot more than just, you know, follow the magnetic North Pole position, and I know a lot of people would love me to just cover those things, but, you know, there are other equally important things short term that we need to focus on just as much as other things, and this is one of them. You know, we are, as I've said years and years ago, in a gauntlet of obstacles. And, you know, we're running through that gauntlet at enormous speed. And if we make a mistake on one obstacle, you know, we are going to cascade, because of the momentum that we're going in, you know, to hit all the others. So we have to run very carefully and strategically plan our course through this gauntlet of obstacles, so that, you know, we can get to the end of this in a relatively unscathed situation, or me, you and our loved ones can get to the end of that in a relatively unscathed, you know, position. So link down there if you want to help support us. And the only other thing for me to say is you give this some thought, a lot of thought if you can, and then, you know, you make your plans around it. I'll say what I usually do. As always, take care of your loved ones. Bye for now.